And basically we find, like every mitzvah in the Torah, every mitzvah we talk about when is the time of the mitzvah. During the night, during the day, what time of the night, what time of the day. When it comes to the mitzvah of Hilchos Tzitzis, it does not say anywhere explicitly in the Gemara, Chazal did not explicitly say when the mitzvah starts. Is it Alois HaShachar? Is it the time of Mishiyakir? Is it Neitz HaChama? When can we put on the Tallis and start making the bracha? The Rambam gives us a time, and we have to see where the Rambam received this time from. Let's take a look at the Rambam Hilchos Tzitzis. The Rambam says, "Mutar la'adam lilbish tzitzis b'layla." A person is allowed to put on tzitzis by night. Bein b'choil, bein b'Shabbos, during the week, whether it's Shabbos. Afa pi she'ein izmana, even though putting on tzitzis at night is not the time to wear tzitzis. Nighttime is not a time of tzitzis. Although as long as you don't make a bracha, you're allowed to. When is one allowed to make a bracha on tzitzis? B'shachar, in the morning. At the time when, this is called the time of Mishiyakir. Mishiyakir means a time when one can there's enough light of the day and one can tell the difference between the tchela string, the blue string, and the white strings. There's enough light that Mishiyakir one can make the bracha on tzitzis. Then the Rambam continues on and tells you what the bracha is. He gives you different dinim.
But he told you the time.
But he told us the time is Mishiyakir. Mishiyakir, by the way, is a few minutes after Alois HaShachar, after dawn. There's dawn, Alois HaShachar, or Omid HaShachar, and then there's Neitz HaChama, which is sunrise, dawn and sunrise. And then there's a time Mishiyakir, which is in between, which is a certain amount of time after dawn. There's enough light that one could tell the difference in Mishiyakir. We're not going to get into the exact amount of time when Mishiyakir is, Machlokes about it, but the time is Mishiyakir. Now, we don't have anywhere clearly in Gemara where it says when the time for tzitzis is. So the Shaila is, where did the Rambam get this from? So the Beis Yosef, Rabbi Yosef Cairo says, it's most probably based on a Mishnah regarding Kriya Shema. The Mishnah says in Brachas, the Haftasam Abayz, from when does one start reading the Shema in the morning? Mishiyakir bein Tchelas and Lavan. When one can tell the difference between Tchelas and Lavan. When one can tell the difference between Tchelas and a Karsi. Karsi is another blue string which is very similar to Tchelas. Means it has to be enough light that you can even tell the difference between these two close colors. So it's a much later time. You have to wait till it's much lighter, according to Eliezer. The halacha is like the Tanakama, the first opinion, who says that's Mishiyakir. Now this Mishiyakir is about reading Shema, Kriya Shema, not about tzitzis. Let's go to the Gemara. The Gemara says, "Mai bein tchelas ulavan." Second line of the Gemara. The Gemara starts with Ella, and the middle line says Tanya. Tanya of Meir Omer. Tanya of Meir Omer. Meir says, what does Mishiyakir mean? Mishiyakir means Zeiv Lekelef. The time that you could tell the difference between a wolf and a dog. The difference between a donkey and a roid. I'll try to translate.
Slack donkey.
Others say when one can see one's friend from a distance of Dalat Amis and one can recognize him. So there are different opinions as to when is the Zman of Mishiyakir. The Mishnah itself says Mishiyakir bein Tchelas Lavan. But then the Gemara brings other Tanoim, Meir, Rabbi Kiva, and Chavedim that had different opinions in the Mishnah. Amar Rav Huna, halacha ka'acherim, the halacha is like acherim. The halacha is like acherim who said, Mishiyiras chaveri rachik dalar amis. When one sees one's friend at the distance of 4 amis and can recognize him. Amar Abaye said, L'tfilin ka'acherim. When it comes to tfilin, the halacha is like acherim, that it's Mishiyakir. Mishiyiris Chavere. You see your friend. The Kriya Shema Kivasikin. When it comes to the din of Kriya Shema, now when halacha is like Vasikin. Vasikin, what does it mean in Vinyan Vasikin? Vasikin means those that wake up early and they say Kriya Shema before Neitz Chama, before sunrise, and they finish it with sunrise. They say Gal Yisrael with sunrise, and they start Shemana Esrei with Tefillah. So Lamaisa, we have a whole discussion here about Kriya Shema. So says the Beis Yosef, possibly the Rambam learned out that just like Kriya Shema is time of Mishiyakir, the same thing will be with Tzitzis. The same thing it says Talmidei Rabbeinu Yoina. Talmidei Rabbeinu Yoina is a pirush in the back of Maseches Brachos from the students of the Rabbeinu Yoina, one of the Rishonim of Rabbeinu Yoina. His students wrote down pirush and they heard from him. He says over here like this. In the ending of the first line, why do they depend the time of tefillin? The Gemara says, could tefillin, the time of tefillin is when you could see your friend and recognize him. On the other hand, the time of Kriya Shema, Mishiyakir Chaverei. Mishum tefillin calls of Re'iyah. By tefillin, it says Re'iyah in the Torah. The Chesiv Ro Kol Ami Ad Shem Hashem Nikalecha.
Re'iyah is later than Yakir.
It doesn't work because we put in tefillin before Kriya Shema B'Tzibur. Yeah? We put in tefillin before Kriya Shema B'Tzibur.
When can you do it the earliest? That's the shayla. When can you do it the earliest? Okay, with a tzibur, with a yachid, you want to make an early minyan, or you need to daven privately. The shayla is, why is tefillin totally in sight? When I could see a chav? Why did Chazal depended on seeing? So he says, because we see the Torah refers to tefillin, v'ro kol amei haaretz, shem Hashem nikalecha. So we say that the idea of tefillin, people, that the nations of the world will see the tefillin. So tefillin have to be worn at a time when they can be seen. So therefore Chazal depended on the time of seeing. But Tzitzis, even though Tzitzis is not clear, so the Rabbeinu Yoina, Shemitzvah to be in the mitzvah, Tzitzis by day, Kidiyah, let me cover that out from the Pasuk, Re'isam Oisoi, from the word Re'isam Oisoi. The Pasuk says clearly, and by Kriya Shema, we say, the Pasuk of Pasha says Re'isam Oisoi. Well, Zchartem, Zkumitz Hashem, we talk about Tefillin, you should see the Tzitzis. After, Shizmanas Chalasu, Yigam Kishiz Chaveri. Could be the time of starting of Tzitzis, is the same time as tefillin, which is when you see your friend. Or yeah, sure, possibly. The time is Shiyakim.
Because it says Re'iyah.
So we know for sure he says Tzitzis Rabbeinu Yoina, Tzitzis has also to do with Re'iyah. Because that's Re'isa Moisei. The question is it the Re'iyah of seeing the Tzitzis, the difference between the Tchelis and the Lavan, or is it seeing your Chaver? By tefillin we say seeing the Chaver, and by Tzitzis he's not sure. But the Rambam wrote clearly it's Mishiyakir. Rabbeinu Yoina says it could be this way, it could be that way. He's leaving it up because it doesn't say clearly in Chazal. There's room for discussion.
Time-wise.
Another shita. We have another shita, the Mardchai. Yeah. According to a lot of shitas, it's different. Some people hold it's the same, but you see, Rabbeinu Yoina held it was different times. The Mardchai, another Rishon in Maseches Megillah says, in Kodesh a Megillah the Neitz Chama, that if here in the Mishnah Maseches Megillah it says there are certain things that only can be done if it's done by day. You can only start doing it from sunrise, from Neitz Chama. If the mitzvah day mitzvah, it starts from sunrise, from Neitz Chama. Says the Mardchai Nira Laviyah. It seems to the Raviyah. He quotes one of the earlier Rishonim, Rabbi Eliezer ben Rabbi Yoel Halevi. The Hani Mili Beheni Subayoyim Behedya. The Mishnah, which says that anything mitzvahs that you do by day, you start from Neitz Chama, which is a later time, is only by mitzvahs where the Torah says the word Yoim, day. When is day? When the sun rises, sunrise. About Tzitzis like Sebe Yoim Behedya Torah in the last line. Tzitzis does not say Yoim in the Torah. Torah never used the word Yoim about Tzitzis. It never said you have to put on Tzitzis by day. It doesn't say the word day. But it says Re'isa Moisei, the last line of the page, on the first page. B'Re'iyah Talya Milsa. B'Re'iyah Talya Milsa is dependent on Re'iyah. U'me'amad ha'shachar shari l'chatchila. V'chein amad dabar. He has a new mahalach, the Mordechai. The Mordechai says he doesn't do Mishiyakir. When can you start seeing? Re'isamai see. Whenever it's the dawn. When it's dawn. Alois HaShachar, Amad HaShachar. When it's dawn already, I can start seeing. So he says that we can start wearing tzitzis because it's Re'isamai, so it's dependent on Re'iyah. He says it's from dawn. And B'chein Amad Dabar, and that is the halacha, he says. That's what everyone does. Amad Dabar means that's the minig. That's what, if you go look out, you see that's what people do. We have here machloikis basically between the Rambam and Talmidei Rabbeinu Yoina on one side, and Midamar Tzchon on the other side. Everyone agrees that the Torah never said the word yoim when it came to tzitzis. So it's not something, we say it's a mitzvah, blow shofar by day. It's not, it doesn't say anywhere day. It doesn't say anything about day. It says a re'isa moisei. The question is, how far go back do we go to re'isa moisei? According to the Mordechai, as soon as it hits dawn, there's some light. I don't see the ball of the sun, but I don't see the sun, but the rays of the sun are already shining. It's dawn. Re'isa moisei. Nothing to do with Yom. If it's something which needs day, in all in the Yom Torah, we require you to start from Neitzachama, sunrise. Over here, since it's a Re'isa moisei, we don't deal with Neitz. We go back to Alois. Comes along the Rambam and the Talmidei Rabbeinu Yoina, and they say a middle path. You're right. It says Re'isa moisei. We don't wait till Neitzachama because it's nothing to do with Yom. It's nothing to do with daytime. It has to do with sight. But we're not going to allow you to say it from Alois HaShachar. That's too early. We want from the time of Mishiyakir. Why? Because the Re'iyah that the Torah wanted, what type of Re'iyah was it? A Re'iyah of seeing the mitzvah. Re'isam oisai. If you can't, if right from dawn it's too early, there's light, you're right, there's light, but it's not enough to see the difference between the tcheles and the love and the white and the blue tzitzis. The mitzvah.
But today we don't have tcheles.
Okay, but we still have the original way it was set up was from based on what the original thing.
The time of Beis Hamikdash.
So basically, they're both learning it's not dependent on Yom, because then they would learn that it has to be like Neitzachama. They're both learning it has to do with Re'iyah. The question, what type of Re'iyah? Do you have to have a very good Re'iyah? Good enough that you could see the difference between Tchelis and Lavan, Mishiyakir. And that's the sheet of the Rambam and the Rabbeinu Yoina. And then you have on the other side, the Mordechai says, no, any type of sight that you have, you could start seeing. It already starts from
earlier.
You can see tzitzis. You can see your tzitzis.
Right.
You can see your tzitzis already from Alois. You can't see the difference between Tchelis and Lavan, but you could have already a basic Re'iyah. That's enough. That's the machlokes we have here so far.
Shofar also, there's a certain time when you can start blowing the shofar in the morning.
All mitzvahs of the Torah, any mitzvah is dependent on day.
Yom.
Yoim Truah Yolachem. Right?
It says the
Yoim.
word Yom.
Neitzachama. Tefillin, we see here that Talmidei Rabbeinu Yoina explained that tefillin also are dependent on a zman of, also dependent on a time of when Shiyiras Chaveiroi. Why? Because why is it based on the Re'iyah? Because it says Ro Kalame Haaretz Shem Hashem Mikra. It doesn't say anywhere.
The word V'ro.
Yeah, it doesn't say anywhere in the Torah.
Yom.
Yom. It's not pasha, but by tefillin it says Shemartis Azois Chukah Azois Meyada Miyam Yamima. Yom Yamima is Yom, but the question is Shemartis Chukah is going on the Karban Pesach or it's going on tefillin. It's machlokes. And his l'maisa, that's where you find that there's different shiurim for Kriya Shema, for example. The Gemara Menachos says, why is Kriya Shema based on the Zman of Mishiyakir? Bein Tchelos Lavan. The Gemara clearly said in the Mishnah we read before Brachas, Me'emes HaKarim Kriya Shema Mishiyakir in Tchelos Lavan. Why is it Kriya Shema? Because in Kriya Shema we have the parasha by Yomer. Tzitzis. So we're connecting it to when you could see. So it's not based on Yom, it's not based on day. These mitzvahs are based on Re'iyah. Kriya Shema, Tefillin, Tzitzis are based on Re'iyah. Question is, what level of Re'iyah do you need?
Exactly.
What level of Re'iyah you need? But it's not based on the concept of Yom. Based on the concept of Yom, you have to start from Neitzachama.
So how come Chabadnikim put tefillin 7, 8 o'clock at night?
1 minute. Well, we're going to get to night. Now we're doing the morning. Now we're doing the morning hour. No, we're going to get to nights very soon. Now, let's now go to night. Yeah? You know, you're not allowed at night.
You're laughing, but
Night is not a time of Tallis, right? You're not allowed to wear your Tallis.
In Ben Gurion Airport?
Not make a bracha.
In Ben Gurion
1 o'clock in the morning, the point.
No, in Ben Gurion Airport they start putting tefillin people at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, because it's better to put tefillin on a guy that would put now will be sofek yes or no, than he's not going to put tefillin at all.
Why? Because he has to go on the plane?
Ashkenazi said it.
Yeah.
Well, you see, Lagabi Tefillin, you have to look it up, but there are... Moshe Feinstein is a tshuva
What's better?
in Russia. He's a tshuva in Russia. He has a tshuva when he wrote when he was still in Russia. Moshe Feinstein was a Russian. When he was in Russia, he in the 30s, 1932 or something, someone in Russia asked him a shayla that he's going. He goes to work, and he works. He has to leave very early to work. He leaves before the time of putting that phone. And he's coming back too late. And during the work, he can't put on tefillin. It's a sakana. So what should he do? So Moshe allowed him to put on tefillin while it's still night. Earlier. Which that we'd have to get into. But tonight we're discussing tzitzis. But Emes, we could have a skav tefillin. L'chora, what we see from here, tefillin, you can only do it Mishiyir's Chaveri. You can't go that early. But Moshe has a tshuva there that connects it to Kriya Shema. It's based on the time that people sleep, and according to certain opinions, people are up already. It's a whole different discussion, but that we need a shir for itself. So the ma'isa, but here we're going to get tzitzis. Everything is tzitzis is its own idea, and Kriya Shema is its own. Tefillin, every mitzvah has to be dealt with by itself.
That's the first mitzvah we do in the morning. Actually, the tzitzis. Right?
Now, at night we know. We're talking about the bracha here. We know there's a minig of many people to wear their talis cut and their tzitzis at night. We're not allowed to make a bracha at night. According to all, you can't make a bracha at night. The question is, when is the last time can you make the bracha?
We don't even take out the tzitzis at night. We put the second pair and then we take out the other one. It shouldn't be a minute without tzitzis.
Now, a talis, by the way, at night. There are some kehilas that will wear a talis, the chazan will wear a talis for Ma'ariv. Al pi Kabbalah, it's brought already in Shulchan Aruch and the Paiskim. Al pi Shulchan Aruch, al pi Kabbalah you shouldn't do. So that's why Chassidim will follow Kabbalah. Well, don't wear a talis on it. Talis gadol.
They don't even really dangerous.
What's
Yeah.
dangerous?
To put talit and Ma'ariv and chazan.
Right. Al pi Kabbalah. Now, the Terumas Hadeshin says like this. We know nighttime is not a time you're allowed to make a bracha on tefillin. What happens if someone daven Ma'ariv early, and after Ma'ariv it's still daytime, but he forgot, hey, I didn't put on my talis today. I didn't put on my talis. I want to make a bracha on my talis today. Or my bracha on my tzitzis. Or he's a bacher, he wants to make a bracha on his tzitzis. I didn't make a bracha on my tzitzis yet. Can I make a bracha now? So it's daylight, it's fully light out,
But he daven Ma'ariv.
but I daven Ma'ariv already. What's the halacha? Let's take a look at the top of the next page. Shumas Hadeshin is one of the later Rishonim. Maybe Yisrael Isilin. Shaila. Mi shehezid oishagag. Someone who bemezid or b'shogig willfully or by accident. V'loy beirich talis oy tefillin b'yoyim ad achar tfilas arbes. He didn't make a bracha on his talis or his tefillin till after Ma'ariv. Yinichem b'loy bracha oy bebracha. Or the gamri. Should he wear them with a bracha? He should not wear them at all. We're not going to go into tefillin. We're going to only go into tzitzis. I only copied the part about tzitzis. The part about tefillin continues on to talk about tefillin. Tonight we're going to stay focused on tzitzis. Tshuva. Hey chadadayin uyoyin. If it's still daylight out when you daven Ma'ariv, you daven the early Ma'ariv. Nira deni mavarak klal le'at tzitzis v'le'at tefillin. You cannot make a bracha on tzitzis or on tefillin. Afal pi shadayin yoyim. Even though it's still day. B'tzitzis the leka the kabdi in misatel bracha, misatev afilai legmor. You should know when it comes to wearing it. This is when they gave the bracha. Comes to putting it on, tzitzis. There's no problem if you wear tzitzis at night, especially it's only a kapi kabbalah the talis gadol. According to the Paiskim, even talis gadol you can wear at night, right? So there's no problem wearing it at night. You could masat if your lila going even it's mamish night. It's actually night you could put it on. So there's no problem. Tallis you should put on. What about your tefillin? Now with tefillin is a problem. Also Chachamim said it's also to wear tefillin at night. You might fall asleep in them. Also gamkin if since they asked for that at night, you're not allowed to wear at night. After this person daven maitiv, even though it's still daylight, since he made that hour through him davening, he made it as night for him. Because how were you allowed to daven maitiv? The only way you're allowed to daven maitiv is because you consider that time is considered nightfall, closer even before Shkia. You hold like Rabbi Yehuda's opinion, holds from Plagim Mincha on. It's considered night for that for Ma'ariv.
For him was Ma'ariv.
He held it was Ma'ariv. He held night, so he can't put on tefillin now.
But
today Kuli Le'av didn't to do two leniencies. They daven Ma'ariv early, which means you show that it was Ma'ariv. It's night, and now you're going to put on tefillin and show it's day. You can't do that. It's two opposites. It's two coolies. You want to daven Ma'ariv early, and you want to put on tefillin early at that same time. It doesn't work. So therefore, Tallis, which is no problem, even if it's really night, actual night. For sure, now it's not even actual night, you can put it on. Don't make a bracha. Tefillin, for sure you can't make a bracha. Well, not only can't you make a bracha, you're not allowed to put it on because you made it nightfall. And Chazal may asked wearing tefillin at night, and through him davening ma'ariv, he made it night for him. V'hachi pasuk manam, the manam Rottenberg, paskin l'ingen avelos bar minon she'ne meine lacher til savas mixayir. Chaslish Rachman said someone had a avelos. He heard that someone was somebody had to sit shiva for was nifter after he already davened ma'ariv. So he cannot consider that day as the first day of avelos because he didn't hear it while it was daytime for him because he davened ma'ariv already. Since he davened ma'ariv, he made it night. So it's as if he heard it at night. If he wanted to daven ma'ariv, since it's still daylight out, that would be already considered the first day. Hoyul v'kvar. A moinlach until Sarvis makes him. You don't consider the time after Ma'ariv as part of the day. Hoyol kvar spalol tefillah shalayla. I shall look over there. So the Maisa, Kalar, the Terumas Hadesh and Paskins, you cannot make a bracha on Tzitzis after davening Ma'ariv because it's already night.
He's not talking about the morning.
No, he never discussed the morning. No, the morning we already had the Machlokes, the Rambam, and the Mordechai. Mishiyakir or from Alois. So Hadesh is saying about nightfall. Night we know you're not allowed to put on. So you're not make a bracha once it's night. What do you do if you have a Ma'ariv early? You already can. The Maril, Shuvas Maril, another one of these Shainim, he held the opposite. He said no. A very good svara. He said after Ma'ariv you could still put on. You still wear tzitzis. You know why? Tzitzis has nothing to do whether it's day or night. Since it has to do with the Re'isa Moisai. The Torah says it's totally in the Re'iyah. Whether you see the tzitzis. You could daven Ma'ariv early. For you it's night.
And see the tzitzis.
And you still see, it's still daylight out. So you still have Re'iyah, you have Re'isa Moisai. You could put on tzitzis and make a bracha after Ma'ariv. Shkin Sira, Ma'ariv and Macha bracha. Look, sounds funny, but he says no kesher one with another. It's Taka Laila. It has a din of Laila. But the Gabi Re'isa, you say have a Re'iyah. Let's take a look. Shuvas Maril, Mishalim Sata Batalisi Tfilin Arachish Spal Arvis Vedeim Godel. He didn't put on Tallis and Tfilin until after he'd have a Ma'ariv and the day is still young. Gim Nidin Bazet. Do we compare this Commission Kos Maram to the din of the Maram Mirotim or Avelos that the Tumas Hadesha mentioned? That by Avelos, once you'd have a Ma'ariv, it's considered already like the next day. Do we compare it or not? Vimos Hativ Oid. Is he allowed to put it on once he'd have a ma'ariv? V'hagoyis, the lashon is not so clear over here. V'hagoyis maimini, another one of these shaynim kasa shechilsu k'mei shemayim alad shel aris v'chilik b'davar. He says we take off our tefillin. You wear the tefillin until ma'ariv. A whole day they used to wear tefillin. They wear tefillin into ma'ariv. When it came to the words in kriyishma of ma'ariv, k'mei shemayim alad, they would take off the tefillin by kriyishma. After the line is where he gives the answer. Chiyuv levisha tzitzis talya b'riyah. The obligation of wearing tzitzis is dependent on sight. K'di alfinim re'isa moisei. V'chol zman re'iyah chashav yoyim l'min tzitzis. As long as you can see, it's considered day regarding the mitzvah tzitzis. Demidi yoyim ksiv hacha. See, then it's a state in Torah yoyim, it says day. Re'isim ksiv. It says re'isim. V'chumra de maram, the chumra of the maram in Rottenburg, that once you have a ma'ariv, it's considered night for avelos. B'milsa l'talya b'sifurim. Anything has to do with counting. You have to count for avelos or for nida. Count days or for counting for writing a get. How are you going to write the date? Are you allowed to give the get at night? You're not allowed to give the get at night. You're not allowed to give a get at night. But is it night yet? Is it not yet? For those in Yonim, we consider it night already. When do I consider the next day of the month? L'shtaris, for writing in a star, and for gittin. For all those things, once you daven ma'ariv, it's considered night. But when it comes to tzitzis, we're not going to compare. He has a raya that tzitzis and no shaykhs today. Because the real Taka discusses the morning now. He goes back to the morning. In the morning, everyone's moida, everyone agrees that you don't need to wait for Netzach Chama, for tzitzis. Why not? Everything else that the Mishnah Megillah says, anything that has to do with day, and mitzvahs by day, you can only do it from Netzach Chama. So how come over here by tzitzis, everyone agrees you could do from earlier than Netzach Chama? The answer is Pashut. Because it has nothing to do with Yoim, it has to do with Re'isa Maisei. So the kitzur we have here...
But you can do Re'isa without the Yom.
We have here a very interesting machlokes. We have one machlokes regarding the morning. Re'isa Maisei, in Re'isa Maisei itself, does Re'isa Maisei mean already starting from Aleisa Shachar? When you have like a basic sight, you could see the tzitzis. Or do I need even a better re'iyah? I need to be able to see Mishiyakir vein Tchelos 11, a little later time. That's a sheet of the Rambam. And at night, I have a machlokes. If I daven ma'ariv early, what's the din? It's also based on Re'isa Maisei. The Trumas Hadashin says, I made it night. Once it's night, I daven ma'ariv, I can't put on tzitzis at night. The night time is not a time for tzitzis. You can put it on, but you can't make a brach. The Chuvas Marul says, since it says Re'isa Maisei, I don't care whether you daven ma'ariv. The fact that you daven ma'ariv has no connection to tzitzis. That will say anything that has to do with day and night, anything that has to do with day, you can't do anymore after you daven ma'ariv. But anything that has to do with tzitzis, you could tzitzis Re'isa Maisei, you can continue on. I want to bring out over here, obviously the Trumas Hadeshen also learns that tzitzis is dependent on Re'iyah, Re'isa Maisei. It's Pashut, right? It doesn't say anything about Yoy. So what's pshat in the Trumas Hadeshen? Why does he not allow you to make a bracha on tzitzis after ma'ariv? To Lavush, when he quotes the shita of the Trumas Hadeshen, he says that we're machmir. She explains that we're machmir to consider night lagabi this ingan also. Kimuvan that meikar hadin you could taina Re'isa Maisei, you could see it. But he yoys this person made it night. And by night, you're not allowed to make a bracha on tzitzis. Even though now it's not nightfall, it's not physically night, but he yoyis al pi din, he accepted upon himself the light and lila. Therefore, he can no longer put on tzitzis, make a bracha on tzitzis, even though it says Re'isa Maisei, because it has a din of lila, even though you could see. The Maril says no, I don't care that it has a din of lila. You're right, it has a din of lila, but yoyis begashmi is physically. It's not that night, so I can make the bracha. What's the halacha? Halacha l'maisa. Halacha l'maisa is like this. The Shulchan Aruch Erechaim Siman Yud Ches. First, we have a piece here from the Ramah. The Ramah says in the middle of the first line, "Va'achar tfilos arvis, hava b'shadayin yoyim levarach alav." You clearly pass like the Trumas Hadeshen. After Ma'ariv, even though it's still daytime, you're not allowed to make a bracha on tzitzis. Or below Yom Kippurim, the night of Yom Kippur, Yis'at be the Yom Barachalav. You wear Tallis on Yom Kippur, make sure you make a bracha while it's still day. Let's jump now to Sif Gimel. Sif Gimel, it says the Mechaber, when should someone make a bracha in the morning at tzitzis? This is from the Rambam. So the Mechaber clearly pasking like the Rambam, And like the Talmidei Rebbe Ben Yoina brought up, Mishiyakir is a zman for tzitzis in the morning. V'im says the Ramah here is chaylik. V'im lov shemelois hashach v'eilech. If someone wears from the morning, from alois, from dawn, yeshoim in the mevarich alav. Some say that you do make a bracha. Who's that? Some say the Mordechai. It says you do make a bracha already from because the Reisa might say.
But it's not day.
Huh?
But it's not day.
No, from alois.
Alois
The
is-
Mordechai. Alois means from dawn.
So that's called already day?
I don't need day for tzitzis.
Because you need a riyah, that's it?
Yeah? Everyone's masking me, don't need to wait for Netzachama. The Shaila is Mishiyakir like the Rambam. That a good Re'iyah, where you could see even the chiluk between Tchelis and Lavan, or it's enough the Re'iyah of Aleis HaShachar. So the Mordechai pasking the Re'iyah from Aleis HaShachar. B'chlal, right? The Sfardim follow the Sfardim Rishonim. The Ashkenazim follow the Ashkenazi Rishonim. The Rambam, the Mechaber passing like the Rambam, right? Mishiyakir in Tchelis Shemalavim. The Amor writer brings down that the Mordechai held differently, that from Aleis HaShachar, Ashkenazi Rishonim, Aleis HaShachar and on, Yeshomim, you could make a bracha. V'chei noigen, and that's the minig. The minig is that you could make a bracha. If one put on before Aleis HaShachar, Kegoyim b'slichus, let's say you have in the morning slichus, early slichus.
Before, so.
Yeah. So the Chazan puts on a Tallis, right? Le'ivarach, they'll make a bracha. Because Sheyer HaYoim, when the day, when it becomes dawn, Yimashish by Yivarach, take it, so it says, hold on to it, to make a bracha. You can't make a bracha before Alois. So we have the Halacha L'maisa, is we who follow the Psak of the, those who follow the Psak of the Ramah, the Sfardim is probably follow the Shita of the Mishiyakir. The Ashkenazim follow the Shita of the Ramah that you can make a bracha already from Alois. Comes along the Magen Avram, the very last line of the page, Magen Avram, so the very interesting vart. Until now, we never discuss what's a din if you're allowed to make a din of Bein HaShmoshes. After Shkia until Tzeis. We never discussed in the evening, we said it, we talked about if you have a Ma'ariv early. If you can, after Ma'ariv while it's still day, you can still make a bracha on Tzitzis. Brought a Machloikis in Trumas Deshem Maril. And with halachas like in Tumas Hadeshim, like you read in the Ramah, that you're not allowed to make the bracha. Now we have a question, a more basic question. Do we have to? Can I make a bracha on Tzitzis after Shkia, or no?
Before Tzid.
Before Tzeis, is the time up until Tzeis Ekichavim or up until Shkia? Where do I draw the line? Shkia or Tzeis Ekichavim? Says the Magen Avram, based on the fact that there are ma. A very interesting, fascinating Magen Avram. Based on the fact that there are ma paskin in the morning, we can start from Alois. So at night, we can also go till Tzeis.
Wow.
If you paskin in the morning, you could go back, not only from Mashiach, you go back to Alois. In the morning, you should not, that night, you shouldn't have to stop. You can make a bracha even after Shkia up until Tzeis. V'nira li, seems to me, the huadin be'erev, so to in the evening, at Tzeis Yichab. The Mefarshim explain like this. There's different ways how to understand this Magen Avram. We're going to just say one Mahalech, one Oifin, and then we'll talk about the Alter Rebbe sheet and we'll go to Ma'ariv. The way the Mefarshim explain, the Magen Avram does not explain himself. But he explained like this. Since the whole thing is based on Re'isa Moisai, and the Mordechai said, since the Re'isa Moisai, he even allows you to start make a bracha from Alois, not even to wait for Mishiyakir. What's the difference between Alois and Mishiyakir? Mishiyakir is when I can have a good Re'iyah, Re'iyah Mal Yisa. I can properly see, I can already define distinct differences between Tchelis and Lava. Dawn, I can only have it basically, I could see items, I could see objects, I can see the tzitzis, but I can't see the chilukim. So if the Mordechai, the Ramah Pascal the Mordechai holds that you don't need to have a good Re'iyah, it's enough to have a Re'iyah, just any Re'iyah. So also after Shkia, even when it starts to darken after Shkia, but up until Tzeis Ekichavim, I still have a Re'iyah, I can still see. So from the Pasuk in Isa Moisei, if you paskin from Alois, you could also go to the other end that you can go, you could make a bracha on Tzitzis until Tzeis Ekichavim. Are you following?
Yep.
There is another way to explain why you're allowed to go after Shkia.
Once again, this is Alter Rebbe.
It's based on a concept of Svek Sveika, putting two Sveikas together. It's a Suffolk Yom, Suffolk Laila. Suffolk if the halacha is like the sheet of the Rosh, that if you wear a day garment by night, you have to make a bracha on it, combining two sfeikas together. I don't want to get into it. The basic pshat over here that all Mefarshim bring down. The Masal Shekel, or the Kiva Eger, the Pri Megadim, they all bring down this mahalach, and some of them also offer another way of looking at it. But they all do say this mahalach as the first explanation, that once you say Re'isa Ma'isei means not Mishiyakir, means Alois, it means I don't have to have a good Riyah. So at night I can have a after Shki, even though it's not the best Riyah, it's also the Zman Tzitzis. Very geschmack. What's the halacha in Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch? Let's take a look. Siman Yud Ches. Everyone has a Shulchan Aruch?
Yes.
The Shulchan Aruch's here. Take a Shulchan Aruch, Siman Yud Ches, the ending of the Siman.
Page Ein Dalet.
Ein Dalet?
Yeah. Sivav. Page Ein Dalet, Sivav. Me'emes Sivav Tzitzis. When she make a bracha on Tzitzis. Yeshayim. Some say the sheet of the Rambam and the Mechaber. Mishiyakim and Tchel Shabbat and Shabbat Shemar Isa Moisoi Mishas Re'iyah. Bakaras had Tcheles Masal Chiv. When he could recognize the Tcheles, that's when the Chiv is going to start. V'yeshayim. And others say that's the Martchai the Shas Re'iyah Nikim Mishiyala Amad HaShachar. Sha'oz Yichoyim Liris of the Tzitzis. V'af Pisheni Makim and Tchel Shabbat and Shabbat. Even though you can't tell the difference between Tcheles and Lavan. It's already mechuyev. Doesn't have to do with what you can see the tchelas tafke. V'chei noigin in the minig is like the second shita. He adds on mikol mokim toiv lizar. It's best to be careful lachatchila to wait till Mashiachar. If you could wait till Mashiachar, you'll be yaitz the other day. Shalilul v'shel Tallis v'bracha shiakim t'chedesh b'lavan shabbat. So the ikar halacha is like the Ramah said for Amad HaShachar. But if you could, l'chatchila try to wait for Mashiachar. To be yaitza. Even the Ramah himself, the Lashon of the Ramah never said clearly that you should l'chatchila go and put it on from Alayt HaShachar. He said if you did put it on, im lav shem Alayt HaShachar, you can make a bracha. If you put it on.
It doesn't tell you to do it. It
doesn't say. It sounds like a b'diyah. If you did do it, you could. Because that's the ikar halacha. But l'chatchila, even the Ramah is maskim, the way the Alter Rebbe is learning in the Ramah, even the Ramah is maskim, you should wait for the Shia Mashiachar, like the Mechaber, based on the Rambam, to be an opinion. What about at night? Look at Sivches. First he brings the halacha of the Ramah that we had earlier from Beis Tumas Hadeshim. If someone put on tzitzis after he davened Ma'ariv, and it's still daytime out, lo yivarech Alehen Sharikvar also Loisa Shah Laila Tvilasi. You should make a bracha because with your davening you already made it like Laila. If you didn't yet make a bracha, now he brings the Magen Avraham. Make a bracha because Re'isa Maisai can go till it says. However, this is all good in the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch. The Alter Rebbe later on, after he wrote his Shulchan Aruch, he made his own siddur, and in his siddur he brought a lot of new dinim, and Hilchas Tzitzis and Hilchas Tefillin, and many dinim, and he changed the halacha from the way he wrote in the Shulchan Aruch. And this is one of the dinim, and the siddur the Alter Rebbe changed the Gabi both dinim. He changed. You're not allowed to do it from Alois. You have to Mishiyakir like the Mechaber. You shouldn't make a bracha before Mishiyakir. And he changed also that you should stop by Shkia. You should make a bracha after Shkia. Why he made these changes is subject to a lot of discussion. But the fact of the matter is the Siddur, we'll see the Siddur in the back. You have here, they bring in the back of the Shulchan Aruch the Psakim from the Siddur. Page Tov Reish Tazayin. Tov Reish Tazayin. Tov Reish Tazayin in the middle of the page. The paragraph starts Ein Levarich. Ein Levarich al Tzitzis b'Shachar. One should not make a bracha in the morning before Mishiyakir. This is the opposite of what he said in Shulchan Aruch. Some say that the Shir Mishiyakir is the same shear as Yiris Chaveir Haragil Ve'ina Ragil. Someone, a friend, who you're
Used to see him.
you're in the middle. He's a friend of yours. You sometimes see him, sometimes don't see him. When you can recognize him. Some say that's the shear Mishiyakir. V'loi be'erev, it's also the evening, you should not make the bracha achar tchila shkia, after the beginning of shkia. She'azu tchilas ben hashmoshes. So Alter Rebbe changed his mind. There got to be both halachas, the morning and at night. Obviously, it seems that the two are dependent on one another. The Alter Rebbe changed from Re'isa Ma'isrei, the way he learned it in Shulchan Aruch. Once he changed, it went like the Rambam, that Mishiyakir is the morning. There's no longer a svara that Re'isa Ma'isrei should allow you to say the bracha after Shkia. Because once you're makbid to have a Re'iyah Ma'al Yisa, a good Re'iyah in the morning, you should say also the night you should have to have a good Re'iyah only before Shkia. Why the Alter Rebbe decided to change Veisach Nisht? Why did he mitzvah change from the Ramah? And the Magen Avraham? Maybe it's a Pikabala, other reasons. He doesn't explain his Makaitis here. But the fact of the matter is that the Rebbe changed and went back, and they're both connected the two times. The morning and at night. So those that follow the Shulchan Aruch Harav, that's the halacha. L'maisa, even the Mishabrura also brings that there are many shittas that are machmer. He's also machmer. The Gra also, the Vilna Gaon also paskin Mishiyakir, like the Rambam. He felt that's the only shear that says clearly a makar for it in Gemara. So he didn't want to, he also went Mishiyakir.
What we do, Lepoel?
The Siddur, that's the halacha. Mishiyakir in the morning, and at night Shkia.
So what time in the morning?
That's already a good question. When is Mishiyakir? Most sheets hold it's an hour before sunrise. An hour before sunrise. There are different opinions about it, but you can look on the Luach where it says Mishiyakir. The earliest time, wherever it says the earliest time for Tefillin, Tallis and Tefillin, that's the time Mishiyakir.